Russian flags waved in Burkina Faso's capital following January's military coup in the West African nation. A statue unveiled in the Central African Republic last fall shows local soldiers backed by Russian fighters protecting civilians. Those are the more obvious symbols of Russia's resurgent presence on the continent. Africa is a foreign policy priority, Russian President Vladimir Putin said at the first Russia-Africa summit of political and business leaders in 2019.
It was agreed at the summit to create a new mechanism for dialogue in the form of a Russia-Africa partnership.
A second summit is planned for St. Petersburg in October. The first, at the Black Sea resort town of Sochi, generated diplomatic agreements and billions of dollars worth of deals for arms, agriculture, energy, and more, said organizer Ross Congress Foundation. Moscow has been building new ties and refreshing alliances forged during the Cold War, when the former Soviet Union supported socialist movements across Africa. After the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991, it largely withdrew from the continent. Russia's overtures in recent years offer cooperation without the political or other conditions imposed by Western countries, Putin has said.
Russia provides, as did the Soviet Union before, an alternative vision for African nations. And if there is one common feature between what the Russians are doing now and what the Soviets used to do, it's this common anti-Western critique.
The spread of militant Islamist extremism and other violence in Africa has created more openings for Russia's military. In Mali, so has the planned drawdown of troops by France, Mali's former colonial ruler and partner in the fight against jihadists for nearly a decade. Private military contractors also are helping advance Moscow's agendas in Africa, Western observers say. These include fighters in the shadowy Wagner group, allegedly controlled by Putin associate Yevgeny Prigozhin. Putin has denied any connection with the group.
It is not the state. It is private business with private interests tied to extracting energy resources, including various resources like gold or precious stones.
The United Nations is investigating reports of grave human rights abuses in the Central African Republic, allegedly committed by private military personnel. Meanwhile, Russian mercenaries are glorified as public protectors amid a coup attempt in the 2021 Russian film, The Tourist. The movie, set in the Central African Republic, reportedly was funded by Putin ally Prigozhin. In Mali, the leaders of a 2020 military coup have brought in Russian military trainers and what U.S. and French authorities say are Wagner mercenaries. Some in Mali welcomed them by waving Russian flags, reflecting not only the country's historic ties with the former USSR, but also public impatience over continued insecurity, says Niagale Bagayoko, a Paris-based political scientist who chairs the African Security Network. The NGO seeks security and justice reforms.
In 2013, the Malian population were enthusiastic when the French arrived in the countries. And you can see today that they are rejecting their presence. To be honest, I would not be very surprised if in 2 years or so, the same could happen with the Russian presence, in fact.
Russia isn't the only foreign government trying to broaden influence in Africa, home to vast resources, including a surging youth population. The White House plans a second U.S.-Africa summit later this year, and the European Union has announced a new $172 million investment in the infrastructure countering China's Belt and Road Initiative. China is Africa's biggest economic partner. Carol Gunsberg, VOA News, Washington.